Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a third quarter reading for you. July, August, and September. The 7th card, Chariot, for the 7th month. The 8th card, the Strength card, for the 8th month. And the Hermit card, the 9th card, for the 9th month. I pulled for you, for your overall energy, the 8 of Pentacles. Busy, busy, hard at work, building something beautiful, well-crafted, devotional, something that expresses your loyalty and love of what you do. This is getting lost, getting entranced by the magic of building, of crafting. Every step, every detail is a meditation. You're in the throes of this. You are putting something together. In some cases, for some of you, you're reaching the end of that crafting. You're getting to the final touches, but you're still deeply in process and enjoying it immensely. This is something that takes all your attention and time and probably requires private time for you to do well. You may work with others, but you do so in a collaborative sort of chain way. So one part is crafted and moved along to another, as in the case of, say, writers and editors and publishers, as an example. Underneath the deck, we have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is really this work that you're doing is articulating some deeply held wisdom you have. This is not wisdom to be shared with any and all. This is, I wouldn't say private, I would say intimate at a certain level. This represents an accumulation of knowledge or experience from many of you, and is something that you only express in the safety of your own sanctuary. So it may be intended for others to see, to be public, but you're relatively assured that it is a select audience that is going to see this work and hopefully understand it for what it is. And I'm going to pull a oracle card, and that was left over, where although that absolutely relates to Scorpio at every level, perseverance, I pulled the failure card, and it reads, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And this is making me think about your creative process. One is that the process, the laborious, the labor-intensive process of creating something necessarily has failed or not worked out or been glitchy or had gaps in it as a part of making it better, making it ready, your craft development. So as a former teacher, of course, we don't learn anything without making mistakes. And that is, there was a math teacher who called his class the Mistake Factory. And I love that, because the idea is that getting the right answer is a process, if there is a right answer. And certainly as a creative, you know when you're in the right place, but it takes a lot of experience to do so. And you work with others who support your process, who help you improve upon things that are difficult for you to see. So this is, the failure card is indicating to me the process of creating something that you are proud of, that accurately expresses your voice. If this reading is resonating with you, Scorpio, please like this video. Please share this with others who might enjoy it. Please comment. I appreciate your thoughts. And subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It helps me immensely, and I do appreciate your time here. So in July, the Chariot is staged to focus on the energy required from your heart space, from a sense of clarity about who you are and acceptance of who you are in a more complete way, as the basis for your service, the basis for what the world is waiting for from you. And that seems imperative now. The time is that there is no time to waste. This is the time now. And this is about moving aside all the distractions, the easy, comfortable distractions that allow you to believe that you're helping others when in fact you are not helping yourself. And that comes from a sense that you are necessary as you are. Your work is essential as it is to move forward. And so, as a result of that focus, this is a rapid progression towards completion, towards publication, towards being in public, towards putting it out to the world. And in July, this is clarified by the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. A lot of resistance, I feel, that you are facing. A lot of people who are quick to point out to you that you're not getting it, you're not doing it right, or you're not really hitting the mark. Maybe this is an inner dialogue that has been prompted by criticism that you received in your family of origin, feeling marginal to a real opportunity for self-expression, and internalizing that in a way that you are working very hard at, I believe, overcoming that. You're working very hard at turning that feedback and considering it, opening it up, being curious about it rather than steeling yourself against it because it has hurt you, it has damaged you in the past. But now your wisdom is prompting you to be curious, to think about ways in which you can challenge your own assumptions by learning more, by opening up to more ideas, by facilitating discussion, by negotiation, by conversation in a way that listens more than it talks. So this is actually beautiful energy that, again, I'm feeling this is supporting your process. This is supporting your voice in some way that is now becoming very clear to you. The having to speak back to power, to whatever powers have felt as though they constrained you in the past. And this is clarified by the Two of Swords, which is really showing your inner conflict in many ways. It feels like an outward decision. It feels like a choice you have to make. You feel as though you're at a crossroads, and you quite possibly are with regards to completing something, accomplishing something, hitting the goal. But there's something about your sense of guilt about being successful. Because what does that mean about all those around you who are not achieving in the same way? That can be part of it. It's also about your own possibly discomfort with success. Well, if you're successful, rather than a lifetime of striving, having known, the devil kind of vibe I'm getting. But the success would perhaps throw open gates of visibility, responsibility, accountability that may be fearful in and of itself because of your past experience, where you're just used to being criticized, put down. And so there is a part of you that pulls back, perhaps, as you see the opportunity for success. And I don't want to uh, uh, snuff out your enthusiasm and your clear power and vision that's coming from your heart. But this is rather to point out that the ways that we sabotage ourselves unwittingly, and I can testify to this as a strategy of defeat more times than I care to admit. In August, the Strength card is about your strength coming from this place of love, self-worth, and value, and how hard you've worked to enact this strength and power on your own behalf. So you're learning that the faith doesn't come from admiration from others. It doesn't come from their belief. It comes from yours. You must believe in your power, your success, your voice, the viability of it, the necessity of it, in order to move forward, to persevere over all you have persevered over. This is clarified by the Temperance card and the Emperor. Whoa. You are absolutely doing the healing work. I mean, as we say. You have been working long and hard at self-healing. There's a lot of trauma I'm picking up in your past that has been stultifying, that has constrained your efforts, that has made you distrustful of yourself. And you have been doing the work to really measure every opportunity, every relationship, every event as a moment to sort through, sift through, purify, which is the ultimate goal of the alchemist, the name of this card in some decks, that you are busily cleaning up your act, cleaning up your subconscious act in terms of facing those demons, naming those things, those fears that hold you back. And that feels like an incredible amount of work. But what's coming out on the other side is a version of you. This card is often associated with Aries, but I associate it with Scorpio at times. And I associate it with the outward manifestation of Scorpio. So this is the you that's kicking butt and taking names. This is you taking care of business, not letting yourself be bullied by anybody on the face of it. Despite the fears and the anxiety you may hold within, you understand that you can fake it until you make it. So you're taking responsibility for the things, the reality, the experiences you've had to the degree that you can. And for you, that means a lot of therapeutic work. That therapy can come in the form of dance, art, music. It can come in the form of counseling, support groups. Uh, there's something here about being a part of groups of like-minded people as a form of encouragement and support. So you are not leaning on anyone to define you or to blame your reality on. In fact, there's a sense of pride here on all that you've been able to create for yourself on your own terms. This is clarified by, this is the the King of Swords, which I like this because it kind of falls in between the Queen of Swords, and it certainly amplifies this ability to think critically, to your sharp intellect, your vast intellect, your pursuit of your curiosity. You allow your curiosity to lead you in unexpected places without judgment, without self-judgment, and the ability to recognize that you are the one who is challenging your own assumptions. The experiences of the past that were painful, you're refashioning those. You're seeing those as illumination, as light, as better understanding. And that is the work you're doing to amplify your faith and belief in yourself by aligning yourself with the spiritual values that you know, that you embody, that empower your work to articulate your story, to tell your story. In September, the Hermit card is about the ability to process all this movement, all the change that we are making. When you're moving this ferociously towards change and achievement, there are questions that evolve, that develop, that only you can answer for you. And this is you standing on your own authority to be who you are, not allowing others to dictate your actions, your words, knowing that you are the best judge and crafter of your efforts. So this is beautiful energy because whatever you learn from yourself, from within, not necessarily from yourself, but you are being guided by your teachers, your mentors, seen and unseen, you share with others. The Magician and the Three of Swords is clarifying this. How absolutely stunning this is. There's this real sense that you're crafting your healing process as a part of your voice, that you are describing, documenting, recording your healing journey, that you're describing the process for you of taking responsibility for the pain that you have carried. Not the pain, but that you carried, the carrying of the pain, right? Learning things hurt sometimes. Learning is hard. But the caring, the suffering that we hold on to when we mourn, the giving away of our power and then the rejection of that, not seeing what protection was there. You're actually understanding that. You're speaking it through whatever your expression is. And I always get this very strong creative thing with Scorpios at every level. Maybe it's because I know so many creative Scorpios. But this is really using your words, using your language, using your ability to communicate, to describe things that are painful on the surface, that are hurtful, that are traumatic, yes, but the gold and the gems that you are mining from your past must be described, must be spoken to. The beauty that you're finding is articulated through your efforts. I'm going to clarify September with the Three of Wands. And that's an interesting counterpart with the Three of Swords. So here you are setting up something. You're setting up a practice. You're setting up a new narrative, a new way of approaching your craft, a new creative process that feels very resilient. And instead of simply feeding on heartache and heartbreak, country and western comes to mind, you're actually using the process of mining, refining, purifying your experience, ownership of your reality into part of the way that you accomplish or achieve your work. I'm going to finish off this reading with a crystal oracle because there's so much more I could say. The malachite, the beautiful malachite. Healing is the key word. I'm a healing machine, manifesting miracles. That couldn't be any more perfect. It could not be any more perfect. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for this reading. If you've enjoyed this content, check out more here. And until next time, namaste.